Hello, YouTube. This is going to be episode number 2 of the Minstrel Show, so stay tuned for more.
They say if you rapping about God, then you a weak rapper. I say it's the opposite. Yo, I'm outside the box like nutritional info, showing y'all what's inside like a window. And no, I don't see vitamins and minerals, but down with spiral sugar coated like cinnamon.
This is Amber coming to you with episode number 2 of the Minstrel Show. I'm sorry for putting it off for so long. Basically, I recorded it, and I didn't like the video, so I decided that I was going to re-record it, and I was going to pick a time when I didn't look crazy to do it. So this video is going to be about an artist who is very closely related to the first artist, who was Jarrell Johnson. And if you did not check out that video, I will be putting a link either in this video or in the description box, probably both places, so that you can go check out that video and learn about Jarrell Johnson and his 2 mixtapes, which are both wonderful. But this video is about Eons D, and I actually found out about Eons D from Jarrell Johnson's mixtape. If you all downloaded Peanut Butter and Jealousy, then you know that Eons D has a song on there. It's called Thoughts from Eons D. It's about 1 minute and 50 seconds, and he's just like spitting. And it was wonderful. And I was just like, who is this Eons D guy? So after listening to Peanut Butter and Jealousy, I did a little investigative work trying to find Eons D online. It was hard enough finding Jarrell Johnson, but I found Jarrell Johnson's MySpace, which then led me to Eons D's MySpace, which then led me to see that he was working on a mixtape. All it said was Galaxy's coming soon. I don't know, actually I didn't know if it was a mixtape or an album, but I just knew there was something coming soon. So I was like basically waiting. I would occasionally check his page to see if maybe he had a link up there or something, but I never found any. So I was like, man. And I didn't really know like how I was going to find out when it finally came out. So yeah. But Galaxies did come out. Galaxies 1.0. I actually found out because they featured one of his songs, Blast Off, on the South.com, and then I saw it. I was like, Eons D, and then I read the comments, and I was just like, because people were saying, man, your mixtape is fire, and I'm like, mixtape? Since when is this mixtape out? And so I left a comment like, what mixtape are you all talking about? And then Eons D actually responded to that comment and gave the link to his Bandcamp. So if you want to find out about his music, what he's putting out, I suggest you do follow him on Twitter here. Sorry, make it straight here. And I also suggest that you, I guess put the link to his Bandcamp somewhere, because that's where he posts his music. So far, all the music that he's released has been free except for one song, which is called Eons Deep, I believe. And that song is to raise money. And so you can make donations on his PayPal by purchasing that song, which I strongly urge you to do because he's awesome. And honestly, if I had like all the money in the world, I would pay for him and Jarrell Johnson to just sit in the studio together and make music. Now, my favorite songs off of Galaxies 1.0 include Star Rider. I love that song. And I also love UFOs, even though that one's kind of short. I like Kill the System. And I pretty much like the whole thing is really good. And there's also this really nice poem on there, some spoken word called X Star Riders. I believe it's right after Star Riders on the track listing, and it's just really nice. And the whole entire mixtape, like, it took a while for the entire mixtape to grow on me because I liked certain songs just because of the beats. But one day I was actually like, I think I was like riding the subway or something coming from school, and I listened to the mixtape all the way through, and it wasn't really intentional. It just happened to be in my headphones, and I was just like, wow, this mixtape is like really good. And some of the stuff, like, I didn't even recognize the songs. I was like, what is this? This song is awesome. I have this. I have those moments a lot because I have a lot of music, but I was just listening to it and I was like, wow, this thing just flows really nicely. It's a very nice mixtape. I was about to say album because that's what it sounds like to me. The quality is excellent. Just like with Jarrell Johnson's music, the quality is excellent. I'm sorry. And his wordplay is great. He actually released, before he released his latest project, which I will get to because that's the exciting news. He released 2 freestyles, one over Successful by Drake and one over Power by Kanye West, and both of them were great, and both of them had powerful messages in them, and I enjoyed both of them, and I actually owned them before they were like officially released. Now here's the good news. Recently, about a couple of months ago, Eons D released a another mixtape, and this one is it's a joint venture between Eons D and Jarrell Johnson. Actually, Jarrell Johnson took he took acapellas from his mixtape that he did called Galaxies 1.0, which I just spoke about, and he also took acapellas from the 2 freestyles I told you about, and one new song. Well, I don't know if it's new, like according to like when he recorded it, but that was a song I hadn't heard. And so basically, he like remixed a lot of the tracks. And if you want to get privy to Jarrell Johnson's production skills, first of all, on his first 2 mixtapes, he did the production. He goes by Sounds Good, I think is his production name. And so his joint effort with Eons D is called Eon Sounds. But yeah, the production is excellent. My favorite song on that is the new song, which I hadn't heard, which is called Metaphors. The other ones are great too, and he did some that kind of like were reminiscent of classic beats. And so if you are familiar with secular hip hop, like at least in the past decade, then you'll probably recognize a few of the beats that Jarrell Johnson kind of tweaked and took the samples and spiffied them up a bit. But it's a great project. If you like Galaxies 1.0, if you like, you know, Eons D, to the song that he had on Jarrell Johnson's mixtape, if you like Jarrell Johnson, I strongly urge you to download the Eon Sounds. Once again, wonderful music, great quality, and it's free, so what more could you ask for? Like I said, you know, when the opportunities arise, please support these artists. Now, Eons D is a little bit easier to find online than Jarrell Johnson, so if you want to like stay catch up on what he's doing, like in terms of releasing music and stuff, there are a lot more links I can provide for you in that regard. So just stay tuned and keep up on these guys because they're creating some great music. And I just want the world to know, you know, I would not feel right if I did not share these wonderful gems with the rest of the world. So these are just 2 artists. It kind of became a 2-artist thing, but I always like have them together in my mind. But Eons D, that's who this is about. Eons D is a great artist, and I think once you listen to his music, you'll agree with me, or you'll at least understand why I think that he's a great artist. So that's it for this one. Part 3 is coming up really soon. I'm trying to think which one I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do this next one about a certain band that I absolutely love. So until next time, take care and God bless.
Where are you going? Space is so vast. Where are you going? You're gonna run out of gas, kid. He brings the joint, then he lets all his friends hit it. In this rock band, you can say they Jimi Hendrix with it. They got their hippie spirit, songs full of trippy